In the NFL, some players win games. But Lamar Jackson, he takes souls. Here are 7 times he left defenses broken, Baltimore Ravens style. Lamar didn't enter the league with the red carpet rolled out. Picked at number 32, he had teams doubting his style. But this list isn't just about stats. It's about 7 games where he left defenses scrambling and critics eating their words. And trust me, don't miss number 1. It's the ultimate soul snatcher. Number 7. When you come for the king, don't miss. Ravens vs. Patriots, Week 9, 2019. Week 9 of the 2019 season, Lamar Jackson and the Ravens faced the undefeated New England Patriots. This wasn't just any Patriots squad. They came in with the NFL's number 1 defense, commanded by the ultimate Dynasty duo, Bill Belichick and the king himself, Tom Brady. So how did Lamar respond? Simple. He went for the king, and he didn't miss. Now, his stats weren't the kind you'd put on a poster. 163 passing yards, 1 touchdown through the air, 61 rushing yards, and 2 on the ground. But this game wasn't about piling up yards. It was about control. Lamar had the Patriots' defense dizzy, guessing on every snap, grinding out crucial yards and dancing around defenders like it was his playground. When the dust settled, the Ravens walked away with a 37-20 win, and New England's 8-game winning streak shattered. What makes this game unforgettable? Lamar didn't just beat Brady and Belichick. He beat them at their peak. He left the NFL's most untouchable dynasty looking like they'd been schooled by a seasoned vet. After this, everyone knew Lamar Jackson wasn't just another young QB. He was coming for the throne. Number 6. Beating his kryptonite for one night. Ravens vs. Chiefs, Week 2, 2021. For a while, beating Patrick Mahomes was like Lamar Jackson's personal curse. 3 games, 3 losses. It was starting to feel like Mahomes was living in Lamar's head rent-free. But Week 2 of 2021, that's when Lamar finally got his chance to send Mahomes home empty-handed. This wasn't just another game. It was prime time, and everyone was watching, asking, could Lamar finally take down his kryptonite? And let's be real, it wasn't the smoothest start. Lamar threw for 239 yards, 1 touchdown, but he also handed over 2 early interceptions. Not exactly the dream start. But Lamar, he didn't flinch. He hit the Chiefs with 107 rushing yards, punched in 2 rushing TDs, and by the 4th quarter, he was primed to finally break that Mahomes curse. With the Ravens down 36-35, it came down to a gutsy 4th and 1 on their own 43. Most coaches would have played it safe and punted, but Coach Harbaugh, he just looked at Lamar and asked, "You want to go for it?" Lamar didn't hesitate. "Hell yeah," he said. He took the snap, powered forward, converted the first down, and finally put Mahomes and the Chiefs to bed. This game isn't on the list for perfect stats. It's here because Lamar finally got the win he'd been chasing. Mahomes may still lead their rivalry, but for one night, Lamar Jackson got the best of his biggest rival and proved he could take down the best. Number 5. Revenge served ice cold. Ravens vs. Titans, AFC Wildcard 2021. If there was ever a game with payback written all over it, this was it. The Titans had kicked Lamar Jackson out of the playoffs the year before, and just to twist the knife, they danced all over Baltimore's logo. So when the Ravens met Tennessee again in the 2021 AFC Wildcard game, Lamar and the crew showed up with one thing in mind: settling the score. The first half was a struggle. Lamar threw a rough interception and the Ravens were trailing. But going down quietly? Not his style. Lamar took over, ripping off an electrifying 48-yard touchdown run that left the Titans' defense in pure chaos. By the end, he'd piled up 136 rushing yards, 179 through the air, and led Baltimore to a 20-13 victory. And when the final whistle blew, the Ravens celebrated their way. right on the Titans logo. This wasn't just a playoff win. It was Lamar's first postseason victory, sweet revenge against the Titans, and a loud answer to critics who doubted he could win in January. It wasn't about perfect stats, it was about grit, guts, and putting the Titans right back in their place. Let's be real, facing Lamar Jackson, that's every defense's worst nightmare. So unless you want him breaking down your team next, go ahead and hit that subscribe button. Stay tuned for every ankle-breaking move, every spin, and every defender left searching for their pride out on the field.
You guys were having fun while you were on the bench for a bit, but listen, I get it. You don't like talking about yourself. I won't make you do much of it, but I do want to ask you about breaking Michael Vick's single-season rushing yard record.
It's pretty cool. I don't know when I broke it. I know people.
Very early.
When I told you congratulations.
Okay.
Congrats, bro.
Okay, yeah. I was trying to be locked in. I was trying to be locked in the whole entire game. The goal is to win. Not break a record. But I'm happy. My teammates happy for me. It's Michael Vick, so it's amazing, man. I'm grateful.
Number 4, the Willis Reed moment with cramps. Ravens versus Browns Week 14, 2020. In one of the wildest Monday Night Football games of 2020, Lamar Jackson and the Ravens took on their division rivals, the Cleveland Browns. Right from the kickoff, it was a slugfest, both offenses trading blows. But then came the twist. Lamar left the game with what was later called cramps. Fans were losing it, panicking as the Ravens fell behind. Then, with the Ravens down and backup QB Trace McSorley out with an injury, Lamar returned to the field with just 2 minutes left, like the final act of a sports movie. On his very first play back, he launched a 44-yard touchdown pass to Marquise Brown, reclaiming the lead for Baltimore. But Lamar wasn't done yet. With seconds left on the clock, he led one last clutch drive, setting up Justin Tucker to drill a 55-yard game-winning field goal. Final score, Ravens 47, Browns 42. Lamar finished with 163 passing yards, a touchdown through the air, 124 rushing yards, and 2 rushing TDs. This game didn't make the list for stats. It's here because of a gutsy, come-from-behind performance that left the Browns and their fans stunned. Even running on fumes, Lamar showed the world that when the stakes are highest, he's there to deliver. Number 3. Hollywood comes to Hollywood. Ravens versus Rams, Week 12, 2019. On a Monday night in LA, Lamar Jackson and the Ravens didn't just play football. They put on a show worthy of a Hollywood blockbuster. The Rams defense? No joke. They had stars like Aaron Donald and Jalen Ramsey ready to shut down Baltimore's run game. But from the very first drive, Lamar made it clear he had other plans. Lamar turned the field into his own highlight reel, throwing for 169 yards and an insane 5 touchdowns, plus 95 rushing yards for good measure. And yep, you heard that right, 5 touchdowns. Every time he dropped back, the Rams looked helpless. His passes were lasers, hitting receivers in stride and shredding one of the league's best defenses. The Ravens walked out with a crushing 45-6 victory, leaving the Rams embarrassed on their own turf. By the third quarter, LA fans were already streaming toward the exits. This game wasn't just a win. It was an MVP performance that showed why Lamar was the best in the league. He didn't just play, he owned every single down. What makes this game unforgettable? It wasn't just the score or the 5 TDs. It was Lamar proving he could torch an elite defense in primetime on the big stage. This was the night Lamar Jackson went from great player to absolute superstar. Number 2. Not bad for a running back. Ravens versus Dolphins, Week 1, 2019. Week 1 of the 2019 season, and Lamar Jackson had a point to prove. The Ravens were set to face the Miami Dolphins, and critics still couldn't decide if Lamar was really NFL quarterback material. But after this game, let's just say there wasn't much left to question. Lamar went off. racking up 324 passing yards, throwing 5 touchdowns, and hitting 85% of his passes. And those 6 rushing yards? It wasn't that he couldn't run, he just didn't need to. He planted himself in the pocket, dissecting the Dolphins' defense like a surgeon, and put on a masterclass in control and accuracy. The Ravens steamrolled Miami 59-10, and Lamar's performance was capped off with the ultimate mic drop moment in his post-game interview. Not bad for a running back. Just like that, he silenced every doubter who'd ever questioned his passing game. And that one-liner? It went straight into NFL legend. This game isn't on the list just because of the score. It's here because this was Lamar's coming out party as a quarterback. He wasn't just a runner, wasn't just a dual threat. He was here to take over the league. Number 1. The spin heard round the world. Ravens versus Bengals, Week 10, 2019. If there's one play and one game that defines Lamar Jackson's career, it's this one. Week 10, 2019, against the Bengals. The Ravens were rolling through the season, and Lamar was already making headlines. But this game took his legend to another level. Lamar ended the day with 223 passing yards, 3 touchdowns through the air, and a perfect passer rating for the second time that season. He added 65 rushing yards and another touchdown on the ground. But those stats, they were just the build-up to what came next. In the third quarter, Lamar broke loose on a 47-yard touchdown run that's been replayed a million times since. He juked, spun, and left Bengals defenders looking like they'd never tackled anyone in their lives. The spin move was so smooth it left the announcers speechless, and the Bengals defense was scrambling to understand what on earth just happened. This game tops the list because it wasn't just a performance. It was a statement. Lamar wasn't just fast or elusive. He was rewriting what it meant to be a quarterback. This game and that spin move became the signature moment of his MVP season, leaving fans, coaches, and defenders everywhere in awe. From breaking ankles to breaking records, Lamar Jackson has left a trail of jaw-dropping games and defenses wondering what just hit them. Whether he's taking down legends or redefining what it means to play quarterback, one thing's for sure, Lamar's story is far from over. Which game was your favorite? Drop it in the comments. And don't forget to subscribe for more plays that keep us coming back every Sunday.